So today we're honoring several employees whose efforts are still saving the city tens of thousands of dollars. And when I say the city, I'm talking about the taxpayers of the city. 4 of our employees are from the Department of Municipal Development, and they started a project in 2010 that has created a cost savings of $20,000 every year since its inception. And joining us today is Ron Soto, Ben Brokaw, Matthew Iannone, and Robert Nunez, who will be receiving our Efficiency, Stewardship, and Accountability Award today for $200. And if you remember, when we started ESA, we decided that we would give awards back to departments if they could save significant dollars for taxpayers. And the awards are in the amount of 1% that goes back of the total savings. So these gentlemen will be taking back $200 as 1% of the $20,000 that they're saving. They can take this money back to their department. They can use it for new equipment. They can have an office get together, whatever they deem reasonable, and to help build morale and other things at their department, and to help them be more efficient, or just get together as employees and have a little fellowship. They can do that as well. So this summer marks the completion of the fiscal year. At that point, this group will have saved the city a total of $60,000. And as I said, these DMD employees launched this project in 2010. Their goal was to redefine the city of Albuquerque's boundaries, creating a better map where city utilities are located. The group worked with New Mexico One Call, the agency that coordinates with all utility owners to identify utility locations and avoid potential damage when people dig for construction, or to put posts or signs in, or whatever they're digging for. These DMD employees knew that special attention needed to be paid to protecting the city's underground conduit, because if there were damage to that conduit, it would severely compromise the city's traffic network. In an effort to keep citizens from seeing red in brake lights and to help the city save some green, the group started by first helping New Mexico One Call differentiate the boundaries between the city of Albuquerque and Bernalillo County. They then worked vigorously to create jurisdictional mapping through GPS and the plotting of an all-traffic engineering infrastructure. This remapping reduced the footprint of the city, ensuring that the city is only charged for spotting lines within the city boundaries, saving the city tens of thousands of dollars each year. And as you know, we have thousands of talented people that work for the city of Albuquerque. They go out every day and do a great job, and the fact that these individuals took it upon themselves to save the city money, to make things more streamlined. And the One Call system really is about, as a contractor, I can tell you, it's a very, very important system. Because the last thing you want as a contractor is one of your employees on a backhoe or on a shovel or whatever it happens to be, digging into the ground, hitting a gas line, hitting a live electrical line. It's expensive to fix, and people can die in the process. So the fact that they're doing this work and helping save the citizens of Albuquerque money really is just a great addition to the safety components of the program. With that, I'm going to have Mike Reardon say a couple of things, and then we'll get these guys their check. Mike?
Just want to say thank you, Mayor, for having this program. These employees are great employees, and when great employees do great things, this is what happens as a result. So thank you for acknowledging them. These guys do stuff like this every day, and when ones like these come up to the top, we're just proud to all be here together with you and accept this check. So thank you.
DMD does a great job. I mean, DMD does a lot of different things for the city. If you're if it's snowing, we may get some snow this week. Guess who'll be scooping your snow? It'll be DMD. They'll be out doing other things. They just do so many things within the city. All the traffic engineering that we've been doing, with the yellow light timings after the red light cameras were turned off and some of those things, all that goes through Mike's department. And these guys have a lot to do with all of those different systems. So all the way from the folks that drive the street sweepers and keep our streets clean, all the way up through traffic signalization, all the way up through actually the project management for the new convention center upgrade is coming through Mike's department as well. So it's a big department, and it's just nice to know we got folks there that are working to be efficient every day. So with that, I'll sign your check and let you guys try to cash this at the bank.
We're going right down to Treasury right now.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, we appreciate it very much, gentlemen. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll get a picture of that. Well, we'll have you come up and do a picture here in just a minute. So let's go to our employee of the week. Let's bring up Betty Rivera.
Yeah.
These guys are all in the maintenance group.
Yeah. Come on up, guys. So as you know, the Bio Park in Albuquerque is the #1 attraction in the state of New Mexico. It's the place, I think the last number I heard is 40 or 45% of all visitors to New Mexico end up at the Bio Park. And that's astounding. It's a great economic driver, it's a great educational driver, it's a great quality of life driver, and it takes a lot of folks, particularly on the maintenance side of things, to keep that zoo where it needs to be. And as you know, we recently restructured our fee systems at the zoo in the Bio Park to make sure that we could afford our maintenance crews and the people down there the resources that they need to make sure that we keep the Bio Park great. Well, the gentlemen are with us today are actually part of that side of the organization at the Bio Park, and we've got a great story to tell today. So today we're honoring several employees from the Bio Park who helped a distraught grandmother find her young grandson. Juanito Serna, Rick Blea, and Daniel Garcia. This all happened this past December, just a few weeks before the holiday. A grandmother had brought her 3-year-old grandson to the Bio Park for a fun day trip, which is what we want people to do. But what started out as a fun visit to the Bio Park suddenly turned into a real problem and almost a nightmare for the grandmother. While the grandmother was walking with a little toddler, he managed to wander off, much to her distress, obviously. Moments after he went missing, several park employees had gathered at the grandmother's side to mobilize a team to help locate the little boy. The Bio Park, as you know, it's a big place. These Bio Park employees were able to quickly locate the grandson, who was blissfully unaware of the panic that he had caused, and we've all lived through that, I know. And he was actually transfixed watching the lions in their exhibit. He was just doing what kids do at a zoo, watching the animals. Not only did the staff sense the urgency of the situation, but a good Samaritan also stayed with the grandmother at her side, comforting her while the scary situation was being resolved. And hours after the visit to the Bio Park, the grandmother sent a letter to the city, thanking and praising the Bio Park staff for the speedy recovery of her grandson and their attentive and assuring actions during the process. She says, and I'm quoting from her letter, "There aren't any words to convey how incredibly grateful I am. I wish I could reward you all in some way, but being unemployed, that's just not possible. I simply could not rest without saying thank you from the bottom of my heart," and then she put in quotes, "which is still pounding," unquote. So that's a very cool story, and I'm going to have Betty Rivera, who's our Director of Cultural Services, come up and say a few words too, because it really is a special thing when we get a chance to really talk about our employees in the city of Albuquerque and the great things that they do, because I think a lot of people think that they see a city and they see all the great things that happen, and they go to the Bio Park and they see how wonderful it is, or they'll see a police officer or a firefighter, but sometimes they don't really take time to think about the day-to-day actions of these individuals. So Betty, you want to share a few things with us? You want me to move this over so you don't have to stand behind the podium?
It's okay. Thank you,
Right.
Mayor. This is Juanito, this is Miguel, and this is Rick. Right, Rick Blea. And Daniel, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that, sorry. I just wanted to let you all know that part of the culture at the Bio Park is one that is done with the customer in mind. These folks are consistent about taking care of our customers, and those include all the residents and visitors who come to our Bio Park. We are so proud. You know, it's 85 years old. These folks live there basically 3/4 or a third of their lives there. So what we have to say is thank you very much. Juanito, this is his second time for being an Employee of the Week. He put out a fire a couple of years ago at Tingley. So they are consistent about serving our public and serving each other. So I want to say thank you so much, and I'm proud to be a member of your team.
Thank you. Thanks, Betty. Gentlemen, what we have is we've got an Employee of the Week mug. I guess you got 2 of these. You can start a collection now. If you get 3, you can trade them in for something else, I guess. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And what we also have for each of you, and we'll separate them in just a few minutes, is we have an Employee of the Week certification for you, and also a letter for your personnel files. So I can just tell you, as a family that's lived here for a long time, and raising our family here, and just being a parent along with being a mayor, the Bio Park is just one of the great assets we have. It's really is one of those. We talk about crown jewels a lot, but it really is a crown jewel of our community and of the state of New Mexico. So thanks for all of your efforts and all that you're doing, and it's nice to know that you got big hearts to go along with those the big hands and the construction stuff that you guys do out there. So thanks a lot. We appreciate you very much, gentlemen. Yes, sir.